Hello and welcome everybody to a standard video. That's right. I'm Paul Cheon, and today we are looking to mix things up just a little bit. I have actually been messing around a fair amount with standard as well, just to make sure that I slowly start preparations for the upcoming Pro Tour, which is going to be Pro Tour Las Vegas, which will of course have Final Fantasy incorporated, but I imagine that many of the good current standard decks will be incorporated. So I've been climbing the ladder. I actually managed to hit Mythic with a variety of different decks, but this is one of the decks that I've been playing, this along with the Is It Prowess deck, but this is Azorius Omniscience, and this is a super fun deck. And basically the idea of this deck is you want to get Omniscience into your graveyard by basically casting some number of blue discard effects like Roiling Dragonstorm or Moment of Truth, and then you cast a Bellows Awakening for 4 mana, and then you get this into play, and then you get to cast all your spells for free. So that's kind of what this deck is trying to do, and let's just kind of quickly go over the cards in the deck and how they work. Starting out with Spell Pierce, this is just a really good interactive spell, just a nice cheap way to kind of protect your Omniscience, because when you cast a Bellows Awakening on Omniscience, it becomes a 1/1 flyer, and sometimes it's nice to be able to have some counterspell backup to be able to protect your Omniscience. Additionally, we have some card draw effects here. 4 copies of Roiling Dragonstorm. This is just a really nice way to sift through your deck while also putting Omniscience into your graveyard. It also synergizes really well with something that we'll cover a little bit later. 4 copies of Moment of Truth, which is another good way to not only find a Bellows Awakening, but if you get lucky, when you look at the top 3, you can put the Omniscience into your graveyard. So a Moment of Truth is a really nice way. Look at the top 3 cards, put 1 into your hand, 1 into your graveyard, and 1 into the bottom of your library. Then there's a one little spicy copy. A lot of decks play 1 copy of this, Founding the Third Path. This is just another way to basically mill yourself. It's a 2-mana spell that basically, when you read ahead, you can mill yourself for 4 cards, and then you can basically, on the 3rd chapter, exile an instant or sorcery from your graveyard and copy a spell and cast it. So if you find a Moment of Truth in your graveyard, you can use this, or if you mill something like an Bellows Awakening, you can cast that out of the graveyard as well. Just a nice versatile card to have as a 1-of to not only fuel your graveyard, but also just give you more action in the late game. Then we have the interactive part of the deck. 4 copies of Temporary Lockdown with mono red and the Is It Prowess deck being among the most popular decks in the format. This is simply the best answer for those decks in this color combination. So 4 copies of Temporary Lockdown make a lot of sense. A really, really good spell to have against the aggressive decks. Then we have 4 copies of Ithara's Dispersal. This is your cheap interaction against the aggressive decks. This card's really, really nice because not only is it a 1-mana bounce effect when you're on the defensive end, not only you get to Surveil 2. So Surveil 2 lets you sculpt your draws, potentially find Omnisciences to put into your graveyard. Very, very nice card. Also, when you are comboing off, this will come into play later as well. The idea is once you have Omniscience in play, you get to basically cast a bunch of spells. Well, how do you make sure you keep casting infinite spells? Well, the idea is you basically cast a bunch of your card draw spells like Roiling Dragonstorm, Moment of Truth, and also, you get Meringue River Regent. And Meringue River Regent is just a nice little big dragon. This is your win condition for the deck. But the idea is, let's say you have 1 Roiling Dragonstorm and a Meringue River Regent. Well, you can bounce your Meringue River Regent to continue sifting through your deck with the Surveil and also reset your Roiling Dragonstorm. So really, really, really nice card here. Then we have 4 copies of Stock Up. This has just proven itself to be one of, if not the best blue card draw effect that we've had in the last 4 or 5 years in Standard. This card's fantastic. It's basically played as a 4-of in any blue deck. Very, very good card. Additionally, we have, of course, the Bellows Awakening Omniscience combo, and then your win condition. Meringue River Regent. This card is just kind of does everything that you want. You know, for 4 mana, you can use this as a draw 3, discard 1 card effect. I've done this many times before to let you find your combo. But once you're going off, it's really, really important because not only does this help you win the game, but it synergizes really well with Roiling Dragonstorm because it's a dragon, so you can cast this, bounce a couple of your opponent's things, replay Roiling Dragonstorm, and just kind of keep that loop going. Now, there is a really important loop in this deck that basically guarantees that you'll draw the rest of your deck. And the way that works is once you find 2 Meringue River Regents and a Roiling Dragonstorm, you get to draw your whole deck. The reason being is, let's say you have a Roiling Dragonstorm and a River Regent in play, then you play your second Meringue River Regent, targeting your first Meringue River Regent, right? So you get to bounce that. So basically, by doing that, you get to cast infinite Meringue River Regents because you just bounce each other. Every time you bounce each other, you get to basically replay Roiling Dragonstorm, which allows you to play out your entire deck. One additional trick that I want to discuss is, oftentimes people will be keeping up removal spells for your Omniscience because it's pretty fragile as a 1/1. So another thing I like to do when I play this deck is when I reanimate the Omniscience, if possible, it would be nice for me to have a second copy of Omniscience in my hand. That way, when I resolve the second copy of Omniscience, then I know that that one is less likely to be killed, and I can just basically combo off because I'll have 2 copies of Omniscience in play. Quickly going over the mana base, a bunch of blue-white lands here, and then we have 1 copy of Blast Zone just for various aggressive strategies. Just a nice little catch-all land, and 1 copy of Cavern of Souls as a way to name Dragon to make uncounterable dragons. And then, of course, also in the sideboard, you have cards like Voice of Victory or Beza, and being able to play that at uncounterable speed also is pretty good. Although for the purposes of today, I just want to showcase how this deck works. So I'm really just going to be playing some best of 1 here and just showcasing how the Azorius Omniscience deck plays out. Alrighty, round 1. Look, I feel like everybody knows what's up with Tarkir Dragonstorm. I won't be fully done, but I just wanted to showcase something a little bit different here as we go along. Taking a look here, we have a couple of Spell Pierces and a Lockdown with 2 blue-white lands. Would really like land drop mana source number 3, but the nice thing about this is it's got decent cards against control decks and also a really good card against the aggressive deck, so I'm going to keep this and lean on Temporary Lockdown if they're aggro and then Spell Pierce if they're not. All right, they led with Inspiring Vantage. I really need to find land source number 3, though. Played Flood Farm, Verge, Sunbillow, Verge, Voice of Victory. Oof. Okay, well, that was incredible. We drew land number 3, so that's basically turning on our deck. I can play Lockdown now, but I think I can probably wait on the Lockdown and just cast Stock Up here. Really need to find a mana source. So we'll take a Plains. Now the question is, do I want Moment of Truth or Meringue River Regent as my other card? I think I'm going to go with Moment of Truth. They both dig the same amount of cards, and this one's cheaper. Dalkovan Encampment. Okay, our opponent's got a bit of a brew. I'm kind of hoping my opponent plays another 2-drop here. Good. They're thinking. All right, this is great. Yeah, because now I get to go Temporary Lockdown, get rid of both Voices of Victory, and then I have access to Spell Pierce and Ifara's Dispersal. Now, noting that this hand in particular is not really quote-unquote going off, right? It's a much slower hand, but, I did draw the important Temporary Lockdown, which will give us, ideally, a lot of time to be able to stabilize here. Let's cast another Stock Up. I just would love to find another land here and possibly a combo piece. So found an island, and we found in Abuelo's Awakening. So that's good. Now all we need to do is find Omniscience to put into the graveyard. I got the land here just so that I don't miss my land drops. Hey, sometimes, by the way, you can just win by hard casting Meringue River Regent. So that is also a thing here. I have Spell Pierce. Hopefully they don't kill my Lockdown. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. Get lost or something like that would be pretty good on the Lockdowns if they do have it. Yep. So let's go ahead and counter that. Just don't feel like taking 6 damage, Midnight Mayhem. Oh, I guess I'll Spell Pierce that as well. Okay. I mean, that is excellent for us. So now we have Meringue River Regent and Moment of Truth. Let's go ahead and fire off Moment of Truth. Land number 6 was actually really important because now if I just find Omniscience, I can put it into the yard. Let's put Meringue River Regent in hand, add our card Waste in the graveyard, and land back into the deck. And we don't have any good enchantments to get back with the Awakening for now. But now we can just dig, right? We can just start firing off Coiling Catches with the Meringue River Regent and try to go off that way. Authority of the Consuls, I simply do not care about here. This is, best of 1. This is a testament to them wanting to beat other, basically, aggressive decks. Let's discard one of the lockdowns. I mean, I have a backup one here as well. Okay. I guess I'm just going to wait here. Just keep drawing cards. I guess there's no reason not to fire this off now. Frontline rush. Okay. Whew. I thought it was going to be get lost. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. So I've looked at 23 cards. Sometimes you don't find the Omniscience, but this deck does have lots of ways to draw cards, so that's fine. I think I'll be okay taking 2 damage. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Man, that's rough. Okay. Wow. Can we find an Omniscience? There it is. Let's put Plains into my hand, Omniscience into my graveyard, and founding the 3rd path there. Now, I know that they could likely have some way to deal with the Omniscience, so I do need to be mindful of that. So honestly, I can probably just fire off Roiling Dragonstorm first. Because if I find an Omniscience, it would be very good for me. I did not. Let's discard the archive. Play land. All right, so let's do this. Let's get the Omniscience. The reason I spent mana for this is I'm going to play it Meringue River Regent, and this makes it... Oh, no, that's so bad. I just realized they have Authority of the Consuls. Yeah, no, that puts a trigger on the stack. So they could have killed this in response and prevented me from casting something. So they're going to torch the tower. Oof, that's annoying. Well, let's see if we can... let's just rattle off some spells here. Still get a bunch of value if we can. Yeah, they made a mistake there, actually. Frontline rush. Okay. Okay, that's Infinite Abuelo's Awakenings. Do I want to bounce this? I do, I think. Let's see. How many cards do I have left? 28. I don't want either of these cards. And let's bounce a couple of tokens. Get our Roiling Dragonstorm back. And yeah, the reason why I saved it is because I can cast a Dragonstorm, put this in my graveyard, and then Abuelo's Awakening again. And we're at a pretty healthy life total here still, and our opponent's at 2 life, so I'm still feeling pretty good about this. This is weird. This is not what I want to show you some turn 4 Omniscience GGs. But this is also just a good indication of why this deck is still pretty solid, because you have a lot of card draw and you still have some interaction, so you can actually survive a lot of the time. Okay, Season of the Burrow. Meringue River Regent down. Okay. I mean, this is totally fine, though. So we have Roiling Dragonstorm here. And now, yeah, now we're going to be able to go off here. So you get to see it now. So I do have a lockdown, but I don't think I'm going to fire it off just yet. I want a Meringue River Regent. Gonna put stock up in my hand. We're just looking for the dragons now. Stock up and I don't know. A third Omniscience, because why not? Stock up. A 4th Omniscience, because why not? Okay. Yeah, at this point, it's just, we're just looking to find ways to win. Imagine if I had a brain freeze. Okay, discard a card. And... bounce all my stuff. Cast Lockdown. And I just want to find my third River Regent if possible. So let's just keep drawing. I mean, I don't have to. There it is. Yeah, so now we just play all the Regents. I guess technically I want to have an untapped Regent. Also, I have 19 cards left in my deck, so do have to be somewhat careful here. 6, 12, 18, 19. I guess we don't technically have a lethal attack. Let's do this for... Sure. Alright, so we've now basically drawn our entire deck at this point. We have 19 damage in the air. And we have Inafara's Dispersal, a Confounding Riddle to also counter things. This certainly doesn't look like the type of deck that has a Wrath or anything like that, so we should be okay. Painter's Studio will let resolve. They hit a Voice of Victory and a Get Lost. Alrighty, let's attack. I mean, yeah, they're going to try to kill this. I'm going to bounce it with the Dispersal to protect it. And yeah, all the other stuff with my lands don't really matter. Let's play this. Let's untap our River Regents just in case. You know what I mean? You gotta keep it tight. Or something along those lines. You know, one other thing too, randomly, I haven't done it yet, is you can Abuelo's Awakening for like 6 or 7, and then all of a sudden you have like giant enchantment flyers as well, which, you know, could work. All right. Boom! Okay, win number 1 with Azorius Omniscience. Now, I will note that my opponent wasn't really playing like a known deck, but we have a few more matches that I want to showcase. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see how far we can climb here. Keep this going. Okay, opponent on the play. We have Spell Pierce, Dragon's... I'm going to keep this and hope they're not on some kind of aggro deck. Okay. Of course, we're on the draw and they're on an aggro deck. So this basically means we're probably just dead. If I was on the play, I might have a shot. Now, if they're blue-red, yeah, if they just play something here, I'm just probably dead. Manifold Mouse, yeah. Yeah, well, you know, that's the nature of this. The thing is, this hand, it depends on what you play against, right? But, like, this hand theoretically could have been good. Like, if I'm playing against Is It Prowess, the Spell Pierce could have been relevant. And then also, the fact that I basically have a turn 4 Omniscience is quite strong. But I might actually die on turn 3 here. Now, if I find a temporary lockdown, I might have a chance. But if they have, like, a Monstrous Rage here, we're dead. There's just a lot of different ways we can die here. Ifara's Dispersal would have been huge. But, like, in the dark, I don't know. So Monstrous Rage is 6, 12, 13. Okay, okay, okay. So if we find Ifara's Dispersal, maybe we have a chance. Sadly, we did not. Alright, so let's play a Roiling Dragonstorm to still try to find an Ifara's Dispersal. There's a lockdown. Alright. Well, that was at least really quick, right? I gotta at least showcase, like, all the ups and the downs of playing something like this. And certainly if I'm on the draw and I don't have that interaction, it's going to be a little bit tough here. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan that hand? I thought my Spell Pierce was gonna do something. Alright, 1-1. It's okay. We're not cherry picking here. We just show you all the matches. This deck is good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. All right. I mean, similar type of hand, except I don't take as much damage, and I'm on the play here. I do have Roiling Dragonstorm and Omniscience, so all I need to do is find Abuelo's Awakening. They have Mistrise Village, so this is the mirror. So we'll see how that plays out. Oh, we found the combo. Now, they can certainly have counterspells and stuff, and Mistrise Village is basically a way to play around opponents' opposing counter magic, which I guess is fine, but it comes into play tapped, so I don't really love it. All right, what do I want here? I got a Moment of Truth, stock ups. I guess I'll just take one of each. So the nice thing about being on the play here is just like I just keep putting pressure on my opponent. Like if I pull off the Abuelo's Awakening, they're basically dead. So they might just have to keep up a bunch of mana. Oh, that is a Spell Pierce. That is pretty nice because that lets me cast my spell with Spell Pierce back up. So I'm going to play the Meticulous Archive. This makes it so I can't play my second Moment of Truth. But I like the ability to just make sure that I have 5 lands next turn to be able to go Abuelo's Awakening into Spell Pierce. The fact that they didn't play anything on 3 is kind of rough for them. Let's play Moment of Truth. The thing is, the only counterspells that this tech plays is Confounding... Oh, wow. Let's put another Spell Pierce into our hand. Okay. I can just play land number 6 and make it so that they can't really counter my Abuelo's Awakening. Oh, they naturally I see. They naturally discarded Omniscience. So if they have a Spell Pierce for this, it's not ideal. I'm just going to play... Oh, wow. Let's not cast Blast. I'm going to play Stock Up. Like, I don't really care if I discard something. But I just want to make sure, like, if I have land number 6, I don't think I can lose. Oh, okay. What do I discard? Sure. I mean, I didn't think Stock Up was going to hit 5 lands, okay? So there's that. Chart of Course is fine. All right. So we should be looking very, very good here now. We have a lot of card draw effects. We get to cast Moment of Truth here for action. I would like to put Omniscience into my hand for sure. All right. So the reason why is now, like I said, I can do the thing that I talked about before, which is get Omniscience into play. I can get Omniscience into play, and then play another Omniscience to play around anything that they might have. Now, if they have double Spell Pierce, I guess this is pretty bad. I mean, the decks only play 2 Spell Pierce, so... Counter target creature spell. I see. Long River's Pool. I did not expect that. Okay. I didn't need to play the Omniscience, but, you know, it is what it is. All right, we got 2 Roiling Dragonstorms in play, and we get to draw our entire deck now with the River Regent. So you get to see it in action now. This is great. Don't need to bounce anything. Just keep drawing our deck. Try to find more counterspells. We have a Spell Pierce and a Confounding Riddle, I believe, in the deck. So we're just digging for the cards that we need. Another River Regent is nice. I don't really need the Roiling Dragonstorm, so I'll just take the Ifara's Dispersal because we're already drawing our entire deck. There's a Confounding Riddle. Yeah, and I'm just going to show this just so you all see it. So look, I get to bounce the River Regent. I get to draw my whole deck. My opponent should scoop, theoretically, but they're not, so it's fine. Just take a look at how many cards we have left in our deck. 25. Yeah, I'm just looking for the 4th region just to make sure that I have a lethal in 1 attack. That's all. But yeah, this is Omniscience. Doing silly, silly Omniscience things. Get an extra creature in play. So 6, 12, 13, 14, 20. I guess that's technically enough damage. Alright, there it is. We should be fine now, so I'm just gonna play out my River Regents. Just so I can show you more combo nonsense. Alright. So, I mean, they have 4 mana and we have, you know, 2 counter spells, so can't imagine they can come back from this. Well, looks like we got a salty roper. Maybe. Or maybe their internet just went out after I comboed them out. I mean, it's on the table. It could have. We'll hit them with the Angry Rock. Show them what the rock's cooking. Okay. Alrighty. So what is that? Where does that put us? 2 and 1? Okay. Let's get some. Continue getting some good battles in. We're a best of 1 standard standard gamer now. All right, opponent on the play here. Ooh, well, let's see. I mean, I do have stuff against aggressive decks and the Abella's Awakening, and I'm on the draw with double Meticulous Archive and a Spell Pierce. I will keep this, because I feel like this hand has the tools for aggro matchups and also control matchups. Drawing a second Lockdown is not great, but I'm hoping that these archives can help me find some card draw effects. Alright, our opponent also went Meticulous Archive. Okay. I put a Meticulous Archive in my graveyard. I just felt like I wanted a different type of spell there, but I don't know if that's correct. Well, let's counter the stock up. I don't have anything I can cast, so I guess we'll just mill ourselves. Did we actually hit nothing? Yeah, wow, that was a really bad hit with Founding the Third Path. I mean, I can cast Confounding Riddle, I guess, and just look for a land or something. But our hand isn't particularly strong against control. I mean, this is... But the thing is, I mean, what the heck? Requisition Raid? That was unexpected. Okay, so I guess they're more of a control deck, which makes this a lot more difficult because my hand is not particularly good against control. But this is where the Mistrise Village would have been good. Yeah, this is just a terrible, terrible hand. I mean, I can't imagine, like, drawing worse cards. Okay, well, there it is. The thing is, this deck has 4 Moment of Truths, 4 Meringue River Regents, 4 Stock Ups, and we're just not able to find any of them. I'm gonna actually just discard the Omniscience here. And then I'm just gonna start firing these off. Control matchup I found isn't too tough. But of course, what happened? Okay. Look. I don't know. Sometimes people don't want to play against Omniscience, I guess. I don't count that one as a win. So we're 2 and 1. On the play, I have the Abella's Awakening, so if I Moment of Truth into Omniscience into Graveyard, that's pretty nice. Whoa, a forest? I haven't seen one of those in a while. I've heard of you. I've heard of you. Is it mono green? Oh, Bloomvine Regent. Okay. Hey, shout out to my opponent for playing like a different deck. Shout out. Shout out to me for this garbage. 3 lands. Okay, put this into my hand. Put the waste into my graveyard. Okay. And then the Omniscience is on top? Come on. Alright, I'm gonna just like try to slow my opponent down with this lockdown. I just don't think it's gonna get too many other targets. Will note that this deck probably loses to itself more than anything. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna bounce this. It's more damage. Okay, well, there's the Omniscience, but the problem is, I don't want this Abuela's Awakening, so I need to find a card draw spell here to go off. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. That's a Meringue River Regent. Yeah, might as well bounce that. I know they get to draw a bunch of cards, but hopefully this Dragonstorm finds us something. Okay, oh, stock up, yes. Okay, oh, another Regent and another stock up, yes. All right. Okay, I'm gonna say we got a little bit lucky to win this one. Okay. But yeah, so now we have the draw the rest of our deck, right? Yeah, because we can go River Regent, bounce the River Regent, and then do that, and then just keep casting the Dragonstorm over and over again. Draw our whole deck, get 4 River Regents in play with, you know, an Nefara's Dispersal, a Spell Pierce, and a confounding the counterspell. And then at that point, it's just really, really hard for our opponent to come back and win. So there you go. Wow, that was actually close though. Like in the sense that, like, if I didn't draw a way to draw cards, like, I was just dead there. Or not dead, but, like, it would have been harder to win. But yeah, this deck is pretty gross. On the play, turn 2 Roiling Dragonstorm, discarding Omniscience. That's great. Would love to find either some kind of interactive spell off the turn 2 Roiling Dragonstorm, you know, temporary lockdown if my opponents are aggro, or obviously just finding an Abuela's Awakening would be good too. Oh, they might be playing the Toxic deck? Yeah, okay. That could be tough. That could be tough. Alright, let's lead things off. Oh, there, okay. Well, we found the Abuela's Awakening, so as long as we don't just die instantly, hopefully we'll be okay here. Lockdown? Nope. Okay, that's good. Untap land there. So let's play the Seachrome Coast. Let's play Roiling Dragonstorm. Let's discard Meticulous Archive, sure. Because I already have the Omniscience. So what is this? Whenever you control a creature you control. Sure. All right. We're on 4 poison. That's fine. Okay, here we go. Abuela's Awakening. On Omniscience. Cast Omniscience to play around something. All right. Meringue River Regent. Okay. And now we get to draw our deck. Hopefully. Hopefully. I mean, we're very likely to. Because we can even bounce the River Regent here at some point. Oh, wow. We found 4 of our Dragon Storms. I mean, we better, right? Okay. This is getting scary. We missed. Okay, put... All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So we'll play the River Regent. Bounce the Slaughter Singer. And our own River Regent. Draw our whole deck. And there you go. All right. All right. Hey, we're having a good showing. We might be able to battle our way out of being a percentage gamer here. Right? We might just be able to. We'll see. So, played against a toxic deck, played against some blue-white decks. On the play here, this one is a little bit rough. The reason being is I need to just naturally draw a bunch of lands, and I don't actually have a way to put these into my graveyard. I actually think this is a mulligan. It's very clunky, and defounding the third paths, I don't know if it does enough for me. So yeah, I'm going to ship that one back. I'm going to keep this, bottom one of these lockdowns. I do think this hand is better for what it's worth. I do have the lockdown, I have the Dragon Storm. Like, if they're playing a creature deck, this hand's way, way better. Okay, as much as I want to play Roiling Dragonstorm, like, I feel like it's way better to play the tap land there, just to make sure that I can play the temporary lockdown on 3, which I'm absolutely going to. Fabled Passage here is a draw for us. Enduring Innocence, okay. Do I go with Coil and Catch, or do I play Roiling Dragonstorm? I think I'm going to go with Roiling Dragonstorm. Okay. And I guess I probably should have popped this already. Let's thin out our deck. Let's get the planes. Just because I have the lockdowns. Let's discard the wastes. Okay. See, them drawing incremental cards isn't that big of a deal. So we're fine. That's an Afara's Dispersal. They could have a Get Lost here. That would be annoying. Yeah. Alright. So lots of cards in hand for the opponent. Wow. Okay, Authority of the Consuls. So I'm going to bounce the Enduring Innocence here. See what we hit. Omniscience. Oh, wait. What do I have here? I have Omniscience there as well. That's interesting. Like, I can't... There's no way for me to do everything that I want, is the problem. Because I think they have Get Lost. But I think the way that I look at this is... Let's see, I have the lockdown. I think I should just hardcast the River Regent next turn. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is fine. So the reason why I'm keeping both is this next turn, I'm going to play the Meringue River Regent, okay? I'm going to bounce the token and Skrelv's Hive, probably. Get my Dragon Storms back. Next turn, play Awakening with the Omniscience. Token and... yeah, the Hive. So, hopefully, the Abuelo's Awakening, hopefully these two Roiling Dragonstorms will get me everything that I need. That's kind of the hope. Wow. High Noon? Yeah, that's annoying. So I can't combo off. Stock up, huh? So the problem here is I'm going to need to find a way. I guess I can Abuelo's Awakening that. This is actually tough. Who main decks High Noon? The way that I look at this here is like my opponent 100% has Get Lost, and I'm just trying to get some value out of these map tokens, if possible. Because if they kill my lockdown, I won't be able to play my Rolling Dragonstorms anyways. Basically, like you might be wondering, what am I looking for? I'm just looking for more Abuelo's Awakenings or temporary lockdowns. So they're gonna kill this. Oh, Soul Partition. Interesting. And we're just gonna hang out here with this. I mean, I can play this again for 5 mana, so it's not that bad. Enduring Innocence, 2 cards left in hand. Ooh, there's also that. All right. I mean, drawing another lockdown isn't terrible. We'll see what happens, though. Okay. That's good. So now we get to run out the Roiling Dragonstorm. And I think discarding Flood Farm Verge is fine here. And I'm still going to just keep all this stuff back. Keeping up Dispersal still seems good. Like, I still want to try to set up a spot here. Also, keeping Dispersal for the River region specifically can also be good. Like, once I get Omniscience into play, just to reset my Dragonstorms and such. Like, they can't have a second High Noon, right? I mean, they could. Okay, Enduring Innocence. Oh, come on. What are you on over here? It's just... Like, really? Okay. They have 2 cards. This feels like a Death and Taxes deck, but standard style. The issue is if they kill my lockdown, it's kind of a problem. Caretakers, that's fine. Okay. So maybe this is okay. Well, they're gonna draw a lot of cards here. Okay, finally. Okay, let's try to win this. Need to find some dragons. Ooh, Blast Zone is an interesting land. Surveil. Founding the Third Path do. It's pretty good, I guess. I guess I'll keep both. Okay. Dragonstorm. Whew, okay. Feeling decent about this now. Okay. Don't need the other Omniscience. And now we get to draw our whole deck. Alright. Alright. Okay. Disaster averted. Disaster averted. And there we go. Roiling Dragonstorms. Draw a bunch of cards. Play some River Meringue River Regents. Bounce this. Bounce the token. Draw more cards. Find more Regents. And we are good. What are we at? 23 cards. Okay. All right. I guess I should just cast stock up, huh? Just try to find the dragons. Like Spell Pierce and Dragon seems good. 6, 12, 18. Okay. All right, there's the last Meringue River region, so we're just not bouncing anything anymore. Boom. Submit 0. Boom. Submit 0. Let's get another Omniscience in play. Play a Blast Zone. Pass. Did I use my other Spell Pierce? Yeah, I did. So, yeah, you have 2 Spell Pierces and the Confounding Riddle as, like, some backup, right? Like, once you go off, you can't win immediately, right? There's no Time Warp or anything, so having the Confounding Riddle or Spell Pierce is nice, just to make sure that they can follow it up with some way to, like, sweep the board or something. Like, if they play land Day of Judgment, we can go Confounding Riddle plus Spell Pierce here. Split up, okay. Oh, wow. That is actually incredible. I'm at 15. Hold on. Okay, I got to be careful here. So I need to find Ifara's Dispersals, I think. There's 2 in my graveyard already. I didn't consider that. Well, I mean, let's just dig for everything that we need. Might as well. All right, 11. Huh. Don't really need those anymore. I'm looking for the other dispersal here, if possible. Wait, why did I tap my mana there? Okay. I also don't need these. More Abuelo's Awakening for a lot would be pretty good. Sure. Okay. Well, I guess another split up would be really bad. Okay. So I have 4 cards left and they're at 17. I just don't want to draw any more cards, right? But I do want to find the other River Regent. Sure. Okay, we'll do that. Let's bounce both of these. Now, they could have another split up, so I wonder, like, am I supposed to be more careful here? And play, like, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can get an Omniscience in for 5. Yeah. I guess we'll play it a little bit safer here. Just in case they have another split up. Yep. Okay. Wow. Hey, this is a cool... I mean, like, somehow they're able to grind through everything, which is very impressive here. Very, very impressive. I actually don't think I'm going to be able to kill them here. That second split up is probably going to do it. And then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do this for 6. Is there some way I can use this so I don't mill myself? I can cast a spell out of my graveyard, which would just be an awakening. They have 31 cards left. No, this doesn't actually solve it. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just trying to find like other ways to win, and I think I don't think there's a way for me to do it, sadly. Exile target instant. Yeah, I mean they had all the split ups anyways. All right, GG's. That is a really interesting deck, and all the split ups got me, I guess. All right, 1 land here. We're gonna mulligan. We'll keep this. I just want to keep all my card draws. The thought process here is I will find what I need with my Dragon Storms and such. So I just want to find all. I just want to keep all my card draw effects. All right, we are on the draw against Mono Red, and we drew a lot of the really bad cards. Now, I can go Founding the Third Path here because I did find the Moment of Truth. So why don't we do that? And we're going to hit a land, of course. Put one of those into my hand. Okay. So I don't need to mill myself anymore. So there's that. Should I have countered that? I don't know. Maybe I should have. Oh, we're at 10. Oh my gosh. Three, 6, 7. I need as far as dispersal and land here, don't I? That's not ideal. All right. I guess I should have countered the shock. Now I can't do anything about. So basically now I need to Ifara's Dispersal and hope I hit Abuela's Awakening. All right. Yeah, I got. I mean, mono red, so much of it just depends on the draw. Like, if I find the lockdown, it's good. If I can combo off early enough, it's good. But that was just a case of me just having minimal interaction. And let's keep going. Like, this deck absolutely feasts on various mid-range decks, but mono red can be a problem. Now, mono red won't be able to beat the top, like, 10% of my draws. But on average, especially if I'm on the draw, I think I am a pretty big dog. All right, on the play here, Abuela's Awakening, Roiling Dragonstorm. I also have an Ifara's Dispersal for an early thing to do. So I'm going to keep this. Do I want stock up? Sure. Now they're going to play Mountain, and I'm just going to be sad. I didn't want stock up. Well, it's rough because it's like in the dark. So the reason why I'm doing that is I would rather be able to play Moment of Truth next turn, try to get lucky, and hit Omniscience into my graveyard, and also play the Far's Dispersal. It looks like they have a monstrous rage here, and I'm going to take a fair amount of damage. Like, there's nothing else you can do with River Pyre Verge. Just kidding. Crash through. Wow. Okay. Oh, double Ifara's Dispersal is not bad. All things considered. Like, if I'm playing against a more mid-range or control deck, keeping that stock up would have been good, right? So it's kind of a tough call here. Presumably, they're going to play a spell here. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we need to find the Omniscience here soon. We do have some draws, though. So let's start with Ifara's Dispersal on the token. Graveyard, graveyard. Now what? Do I kill another token? It digs one card less. It digs one card less. I think I'm just going to take the 6 and play Moment of Truth. Do I have anything in my yard? No. Okay, so we missed. We looked. Look, but if I yeah, I mean that's unfortunate. Obviously. There is the Omniscience. How am I going to discard it though? That's the problem. Well, we'll see just how much damage they present here. Because let's say they don't have a lethal attack, then of course I can coil and catch with the Meringue River Regent, and then discard the Omniscience. Corey Steelcutter. Okay. This could be close. Like if they play the Effigy, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Ooh, Burst Lightning. Is that lethal? No. I go to 1. Oh my gosh, I go to 1. I mean, I think the only way we win this game is by getting Omniscience in play. The problem is, will we have enough counter magic? We didn't use any of it, so I guess we just go to 1. I guess we go to 1. Here we go. All right. I mean, obviously I'm getting Omniscience into play. I just don't know what I want to do beyond that. Like, do I just play the Meticulous Archive just for some Surveil nonsense? I don't care about having another Omniscience in play because they're tapped out. So the question here is, like, I really need to find another good card draw spell. So I'm going to fire this off first on a token, just to make sure that my, oh good, just to make sure that my Moment of Truth will hit. The question is, do I bounce this too? Let's see, how many Ifara's Dispersals have we used? 2? Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I have to hit, so. All right. Oh, and... Okay, we hit stock up. That's good. Put stock up into hand. Put Blast Zone into the graveyard. Put this back into the library. All right, we need to hit a dragon. Okay, there's the dragon. There's a Spell Pierce. Okay. Let's play the dragon. Let's bounce Corey Steelcutter into Swift Spear. Okay, I mean... we still need to hit more action here. Okay, we hit action. Okay, we're still going. We're still going. Okay, we hit some Dragon Storms. 1 is not 0, friends. 1 is not 0. Okay, okay. Okay. Dragon. Okay. Wow, we are still not able to find another dragon here. Okay. Moment of truth. Oh my gosh, we missed. Can I cast this for free? I guess we'll find out. If I go to the 3rd mode, can I cast it for free? I actually haven't done this yet, so we'll find out. Nope, I can't. I can't. Oh, that's bad. Well, you know what? That's good to know. That is good to know. So now we just have to hope they don't have a... We just have to hope that... Yeah, I mean, I gotta do this. Alright, there we go. So now we get to draw our deck. But... like... I need to find the other Spell Pierce. I don't know. Wait, why did I bounce the talent? Okay, it doesn't really matter. All right. So we found all the dragons, but I still need to find a Spell Pierce. Oh, it's on the bottom? How do I shuffle that away? I can do this, I guess. Surveil doesn't do anything. Yeah, let's shuffle. Okay. Let's get back Omniscience. 6 cards left. Okay. Are they going to concede? I don't know. Would love to draw the Spell Pierce here. There it is. Okay, so now we just play all the River Meringue Regents. Okay. Okay. We went down to 1. We put ourselves in a position to win. Can we get it done? Actually, I just don't want them to have a land. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards. Okay. Just don't want to get burst lightninged out. That's all. Woo! 1 is definitely not 0. All right, I'm going to play one more. I'm going to play one more here. See if we can get to 97%. But that was a close one. We actually got to beat a somewhat aggressive start. But we did have a lot of good interaction. And it was really interesting how we sequenced our spells in that game to make sure that we had enough to keep the ball rolling, even once we got the Omniscience, right? A lot of this deck is sequencing and just like how you surveil, how you scry, it's so important. All right, I have the lockdown here. Ooh, they have They started with Meticulous Archive, so that tells me that this is likely going to be the mirror. Yeah, it's the mirror. Okay, so in which case, I care more about blue mana than white mana. So let's just get an island here. Play the coast. It's like, do I want the Meringue River Regent or do I want this land? I'll take the Regent. Ooh, Seachrome Coast was a good draw. Let's just start with stock up here. If they counter it, they counter it. Yeah. Like this deck has plenty of card draw spells. My plan there was to try to find Omniscience and discard it, because I would have to discard the hand size. And now I'm going to keep up 4 mana here for the Meringue River Regent. And I mean, they can't have that many counter spells here, so let's just try to keep the ball going. Double Confounding Riddle. Okay, that's not that common. There are often you often see people play 1, maybe 2 tops. Okay, we don't want any of those cards. There's the Omniscience. I'll take Moment of Truth. Wow, what do they have in their hand? Very curious. Philology Archaeologist, okay. Okay, and then they hit stock up. They could just cast it. Oh, they cast Chart a Course? Okay. All right, Moment of Truth. All right. Hopefully we can find like a Spell Pierce. I don't know. Like if they have the way to get back the Omniscience, then we're just dead. I am going to keep up a lot of mana here to just... Like, this lets me keep up Ifara's Dispersal to bounce the Omniscience, if that's something that they might be interested in. Wow, so they don't have anything. I mean, I don't really have that much going on. Do I just go for it? Like, do you have a third Confounding Riddle? I mean, you know what this is? You know what this is? This is like... This is Azorius Omniscience that doesn't want to lose to other Azorius Omniscience decks. That's what this is. But I don't think they have an Abuela's Awakening, because they haven't been going for it. Like, they could have made it uncounterable previously. Okay. All right. Surely you're out of counter spells by now. Surely. Oh, so they're going to bounce it? Yeah, I wish I had another Omniscience, but it is what it is. So they bounce that. Am I interested in bouncing it just to get a Surveil in? I think so. So, and it counters their Surveil. Okay. Yeah, I mean, shields down, like if they have anything here, right? So they're going to be digging. They're going to fire off Moment of Truth. They have dug very deep and have not been able to find Abuela's Awakening. They're going to still look. Now, if they don't have another land and go for it, then I can spell Pierce. Double Mistrise Village? What? This is just an abomination. An absolute abomination. And I love it. I love just... have you ever done that in Best of One? You lose to a deck and then you immediately change your deck to beat that deck? I have. Like, you ever lose to like a mono red deck? And then you're just like, oh, 2 more Bezas. This is fine because I can bounce the lockdown. All right, Abuela's Awakening. Wow. Oh, there it is. All right. So let's get the Omniscience in. Yeah. Yeah, I felt like we got really lucky that game, though. They just didn't find an Awakening. They didn't find an Awakening, and we found that was our 3rd one. Right off the top there. And there you have it, folks. Another victory. All right, so there you have it, folks. We had... I think I did a really good job of at least just showcasing what this deck is capable of in a variety of different matchups. Mono Red felt like a pretty difficult matchup here, but... I think we overall put together a pretty good result here. It looks like we went 8-3, but I don't count one of the disconnects, maybe 2, I don't know. But we went something like 7-3 or 6-3, and I do think this is a really solid deck. I do think sequencing for this deck is extremely important, so just make sure that you're mindful of that. And if you're playing this in a tabletop setting, of course, you're also going to have to be mindful of your sideboard as well. You know, Voice of Victories for the various control matchups with a lot of counter magic, Get Lost for specific hate cards like High Noon, same thing with the Cathar Commando, few extra counter spells. Clarion Conqueror, this is pretty good at shutting down Ghost Vacuum, and then Beza for aggro decks, and then Overlord of the Mistborns, just to give you more alternate ways to win the game outside of the Meringue River region. But all in all, very, very happy with this deck. It's a really fun deck to play, just when I'm just, I don't know, hanging out and just want to get a couple of matches of Standard in. There's a lot of other good viable decks, of course, but I just wanted to mix things up, maybe not do a draft video at least once, and see what you thought about Azorius Omniscience. Really, really cool deck. I still think this deck is going to be a player. Obviously, if the metagame is hostile towards it, you can definitely hate this deck out, but if not, I think this is a really, really powerful combination that you can take to your local tournament. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and would like to support this channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for all your support, as it truly means a lot. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to up your limited game. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. Whether you need singles for your constructed decks or you wanted to pre-order some booster boxes of Final Fantasy, check out TCGplayer.com and make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, check out HeavyPlay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, all that good stuff to make sure you're ready to go for your next tournament, your next pre-release, or your next Friday Night Magic, HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.